I'm Alan Lombardo, stage 3 lymphoma. Nice to meet you.
Mitch Barnett, metastatic prostate cancer.
Nice to meet you.
You want a macaroon?
Oh, thanks, I'm all right.
There's weed in them.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, but I don't do weed.
Come on, man, just get high with us.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Ben, can you talk about your first impression when you got involved with this project and what you wanted out of it and why you thought it was an important film to do?
Will Reiser, who wrote the film, was someone who I had known and through mutual friends, and we had actually tried to hire him at The Daily Show to be a producer. And he was the first person who actually turned down a job to be a producer at The Daily Show. And when they came back and said, well, Will's not taking the job, we were all really surprised. He was young, it was a good opportunity for him. He didn't have a lot of credits at the time. And they said, well, he can't take the job because he has cancer. He did get better, and then a few years later when I was starting a company, I reached back out to Will, he was better, and when I hired him, the first thing he said he wanted to do was write a movie about his experience, and he had already gotten Seth and Evan involved, and we just knew instantly when he was talking about it and telling us, you know, his take on why this movie would be unique, we just knew that it would be an interesting film that hadn't really been done in that way before, and I was instantly interested.
Well, Seth and I were both good friends of his, and when we found out he had cancer, it was very upsetting and all that. And pretty soon into it, we realized it was actually quite funny in some dark and not so dark respects. And we just kept badgering him to do it again and again and again. And after about a year, he started to kind of take it seriously. And after, I believe, 18 months from his sickness, he started to actually get into it, which is about the time, I believe, he started working with Ben, and everything just kind of came together.
And it's not very often you read a script that has such elements of humor and such elements of kind of deep pathos as well. So I basically just kind of annoyed them until they let me do it.
It really is just very rare that I read one that actually gets me, and when I feel like there's human beings popping off the page, and I feel genuinely connected to those human beings. And the script made me laugh, which is even more rare.
I wanted you to be able to be anything you wanted to be. That would make me feel worthy. If you became somebody.
The screenwriter, Eric Eason, was worried at one point. He said, we got to get this film out there because, you know, the immigration thing might be sorted out by the time we get there. And I said, no, don't worry, I think it's still going to be an issue. We are able to talk about one another in terms of statistics and figures and not think about them as people. And sometimes we'd rather not because it makes us worry about the morality of what we're engaging in. The most popular theater for this film was in Bethesda, Maryland, which is a suburb of DC. And that's because people in congressional offices and think tanks started seeing the film. And eventually, you know, Demian and I just came back from DC where we showed it and did a panel alongside the Mexican ambassador. I didn't imagine ending up in that place.
It was not only a great chance to approach such a beautiful character in a wonderful script, but also the chance, the honor, and the responsibility to give all these 11 million human beings a voice and a face and a decent portrayal on the screen. That's been changing a lot of things already, and for me, it's been one of the most wonderful rides.